on the par 4 8th hole here. It's a beautiful driving hole, and like most golfers, I want to hit a good drive, and I don't want to hit what is the most common shot in golf, which is a slice. So let's discuss what causes the slice. Why does that ball veer off to the right? More often than not, it is because the club face is open in relation to the swing path, meaning that the face of the club is aligned to the right, hence we're putting some side spin on the ball that will send the ball in that way. Now, there can be a couple of other factors that cause the ball spinning to the right, but let's just stick right now with the club face being more open than the swing path. Now, what influences the club face more than anything is your grip and the way your hands are placed on the club. What tends to happen is that slicers grip the club a little bit more here into the palm of their left hand, and hence it's very hard for the left hand grip to rotate over to the right when it's in the palm. It has a detrimental effect to the rest of the swing. One is when you swing back, you don't get the correct wrist hinge, so the club face tends to get open. And once that face is open, it's really hard to square it up through the ball. What tends to happen is you throw your right shoulder into the shot, hence you swing across the ball. The swing path is going to the left, the face is more open in relation to the swing path, and the ball would go to the right. So getting your left hand on the grip is probably one of the first steps you can take to be active in getting rid of a slice and ultimately hitting a draw. What I'm doing here is positioning the club in a way where I'm making sure that it's more fingers than palm that's going onto the club. I'm then wrapping my left hand over so that as I look down here on my grip, this line that's formed here is pointing to the right of my chin, close to my ear, even my shoulder. So I don't want to be to the left, I want to be to the right. What I like to just tell people is grip down more in the fingers. That's key. Now, if you can grip down in the fingers, that allows the club to rotate as you go back and through, allows the forearm to rotate, but it allows the wrist to hinge. Because remember, what we're trying to do is when we come into the ball, the face might appear open, which is coming from the inside, so it gives the appearance of being open, but it's actually square to the swing path. But as I swing through, the club has to rotate through this way. I don't want to hit a shot where the face stays off to the right, because that will give me the push slice and the ball will veer way over to the right side here. So the left hand grip is the influencer. We want to get it down in the fingers and just wrap that hand over like so. If I do that, the position of the right hand is so much easier now, because a good left hand grip makes it much easier to put the right hand on in place. So what I'm doing is gripping from the base of my fingers, and I'm just putting my right thumb over on the left side of the shaft. Now we can go with the overlap, the interlocking, or even the two-handed grip is good to cure your slice. I like to use the overlapping grip, and I would recommend that as probably the best option. Two-handed grip is a good way to go, and I'm not quite so in favor of the interlocking grip, but obviously it's worked for some. So once we get our hands on the club in a way, I can tell by just doing a little waggle here that I'm able to rotate my forearm and get a wrist hinge. I'm wrist hinging the club going back, and I'm wrist hinging the club going through. So I'm rotating and hinging my wrist, which is influencing the face of the club. So the face can have the appearance of opening, but it's just coming on the inside swing path, comes back on the inside and releases through. So let's give it a try and see how I'm going to get on here with this grip. Okay, so beautiful hole. I want to get this ball out there with a little bit of a draw. That would be a great way to hit it on this hole. Get a feeling in my practice swing. Grip down in the fingers of my left hand. Right hand sits onto the club. Take my setup. See if we can get one on its way. If you find that you're slicing the ball, which is not uncommon for club golfers, we've got to take a look at your left hand grip and make sure we put it more into the fingers. Wrap that left hand over onto the right half of the shaft like so. Make sure that that left hand can move freely now, hinging the wrist in the correct manner as opposed to being down in the palm, and then just place that right hand into the slot that is created. If you do that, you'll be getting rid of your slice in no time at all.